Good morning from Sweden. We have still got snow coming down here. It's been snowing for almost 2 weeks now, I think. And this is in Stockholm, so it's not that usual these days. When I was younger, it was snowing more, if I can remember right. We had more white Christmases, I nearly said, but I meant winters. And now they're not that common. A few weeks of snow, but now we've got really lots of snow coming down. So it's beautiful, but it is very difficult to practice Qigong outdoors. I tried yesterday and it was thick snow. It's difficult to move in the snow. I even recorded it and I looked like a Bambi on ice, I think. Anyway, so here's enough about that. So here's the I Ching morning reflection. How does this hexagram want to move me today? Reading. So today is the 8th of January, 2026, just for reference. So let's get to it. We start by rooting ourselves into Mother Earth, whether it's your feet down on the floor or your perineum on your seat or both. Just feel the spine rising to the sky, and then breathe in and out through your nose into your stomach. And then we're going to do 3 cleansing breaths. So breathe in, filling into the stomach, filling your lungs all the way up. And then breathe out, releasing stagnant energy. And you're breathing out through a pinhole through your lips, like you're blowing out through a straw, creating this resistance. In through the nose and out through a pinhole through your lips. Breathe in fresh chi, fresh air. Breathe out stress and thoughts and old stagnant energy. And continue breathing in and out through your nose, normally into your stomach. So I'm going to start shuffling these coins. So keep in your mind, how does this hexagram want to move me today? What do the energies look like today? How can we navigate today best and most successfully? So we're starting with the lower guan and replacing that. So that's heaven, earth, fire, water, thunder, wind, mountain, lake. So start checking heaven. So on one of these coins, I've got a marking on it that tells us which place we're at. So we've got checking wind, and we got it on wind. So there is like a little black spot. So I'm just going to place it there. That's the lower. Oops. Here we go. And the lower, which is wind, is sun. And then we are flipping the coins over again, and we're going to do the upper. And on the other hand, now, not intentionally, it just happened. So this is the exterior. So the lower part of the hexagram is the inner, and the upper part is the outer. The lower is earth, and upper is heaven. So heaven, earth, fire, water, thunder, wind, mountain, lake. So So let's start with heaven again. Checking. Lake, fire, thunder, wind or wood. Also could be water. So we've got water. And then I'm going to take 2 coins out. And we're going to find the changing line. And so shuffling one last time. How are the energies changing? Where are we in the process of this hexagram? Do this. Start from the bottom. So actually, let's just draw this hexagram first. So we got sun, and then on top we got kan, water. So kan looks like this. And sun looks like this. Sorry, just one. Yeah. I need to double check that actually. That's correct. In the book. Yes. So this is sun and kan, and so we're going to check the changing line here. So first 6, and that's the changing. So we're in the beginning of the process of this hexagram, which is there. So it's the yin line changing into yang line. To the side, and after it's changed, it's going to be kan, water, over kyan. So kan, oops, kan. Well, this is heaven, right? This is the maximum of yang. So kyan. So that's what it's changing into. So we've got wind, water over wind. So you can imagine, so when I see that, I can see how the wind is stirring up the water. Right? The wind underneath is stirring up the water. But wind, sun, can also mean wood. And then we've got deep roots into the earth underneath the water as well. So we'll have a look at it. That's the vision I get, but we'll have a look and see how correct that is. So first we've got a yin line in a yang position. We've got a yang line in a yang position. That means yang line in a yin position, yin line in a yin position, yang in a yang, and yin in a yin. So quite correct. We've got 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not correct. Yin, yang, yin. Yes, so that one's just 2 lines. That's not correct. So let's see if they're corresponding. Yang to yin is corresponding. Yang to yang, yang to yin. So I'd say just generally looking at it, it's not too chaotic. Although we've got the wind, but it could be the wood as well. And it is changing into heaven underwater as well. And water sinks down, right? So water flows down. It flows down into the earth. It flows down a river. down to the sea. So it's got a downward motion, and water is also the winter. Water element is related to the winter, which is also down. Things are just sinking down and going into rest over the winter, drawing within, while Qian is like heaven is opening up. So we've got heaven underneath, or water is what's coming up, what it could be changing into if you follow the guidance here. But at the moment, I'd like to have a look at the zone where there is wind or wood. We've got the water above that. So let's have a look and see what hexagram we've got. We've got Kan. There we go. And Zun. So you really have to excuse my inability to speak neither Mandarin nor Cantonese or any other Chinese language or dialect. So let's see. So we got number 48. Number 48. Changing into Kan Qian number 5. Which we're coming back to, which is nourish. We had that a few days ago, okay? It's changing into that. And this is what I keep on seeing in my readings, is how things are going back and forward. And I keep on going back to the same hexagram during different periods. So it's showing that there's a process going through at the moment. So let's have a look at number 48, which is... Is it almost there? Abolishing the old. This is very interesting. So 48 is replenishing, and it's the well. And number 5 is nourish, right? Let's see, number 5 is needing. Sorry, it's not nourish, it's needing. Okay, that's very interesting actually. That's moving into. So we're going to go through both of them. So I'm just going to be a little bit faster today and keep on going on. And this one, abolishing the old, has been with me for quite a while actually. So, Ying replenishing. And if we first look at this image here, the ideograph or the ideograph, I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Please let me know how to pronounce it. So, this is the well. So, the well is the center of a village. Like, in order to live, we need water. Right? People can't live very long without water. So we need air, like we need to breathe. If you don't breathe for a few minutes, then we die, right? Some people trained can stay a bit longer, but it's 10 minutes, even the well-trained will not live, right, without breathing. And then second is the water. There's not long. We can't live many days without actually getting water. And there needs to be clean, fresh water. And then food, of course. We can live longer without food, but eventually we'll wither and die as well without food. So these are the 3 things we need to just live. So this is about replenishing, and this sign here is about the well in the center of a village. So in the olden days, they started this feudal system. I think it was the King Wen in the olden days back in China. I think it was him, I'm not sure. But anyway, there was one king who started this feudal system where they were renting out or giving allowing people to use parts of their land in exchange for work, labor, for the landowner, okay? And then people would gather in around the well in the image, in the village, like in the middle, in the center of all the land where people were living, there was a well because people needed to come and get the water. So this is, I'm feeling like this is also bringing people together, which relates to yesterday's hexagram, which was it the day before, bringing together. It was actually the day before. 2 days ago, it was bringing together. So a well, of course, will bring people together. So I don't know if that's just my thinking there. So, okay. Let's read the sequence of the Gua. Those who are exhausted from above are sure to return back to the lower. Thus, after exhausting, replenishing follows. Okay, this sequence here, exhausting is when you absolutely work yourself to the bone, and this is what I've been doing lately. So I need to get into a phase of replenishing and just looking after myself, because I really have been exhausting myself. And exhausting, that is the inverse, that hexagram is the inverse of this one, which means that it's opposite those swift places, the shifted places, the top and bottom Gua. The ideograph of the yin shows the image not of a well, so I was incorrect there, but of the ancient yin land system adopted in the time of the early Zhou dynasty. 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines intersect each other with the dot in the middle of the square representing a well and a bucket. Okay, so that's the well, but this is the land system. So this is the feudal system. Okay, so, but it's correct what I said, it belonged to the landowner, and then people got to use the land to grow the crops and have their animals in exchange for doing labor for the landowner. Okay, so, and this is made up, becomes a village. Okay, so the structure of the Gua is water above, wood below. This image gave the ancient sage the picture of a well. The water in a well was practically an inexhaustible resource. It was in constant use, yet continually refilled. It was the source of life. The image also suggests that the roots of a plant draw water from the soil to nourish the stalk and leaves. And this is what I was speaking about here. Like the root, the water is almost like soaking into the because I was talking about this could be wood, right, and not just wind. It could be wind or wood. In this case, it is wood, it says here, and it's like the roots of the plant in the water, soaking up the water and replenishing. Okay, so decision, replenishing. The site of a village may be moved, not the well. Neither loses nor gains, coming and going, drawing, nearly out of the well, break one's bucket, misfortune. So the site of a village may be moved, not the well. What does that mean? Let's read the commentary on the decision. Penetrating into the water and bringing the water up. It indicates a well. The well supplies replenishment, but is never exhausted. The site of a village may be moved, not the well, because the solids are in the central position. Okay, they're talking about the solids. These are the solid lines. They're in the central position of each Gua. Nearly out of the well, the achievement has not yet been fulfilled. break one's bucket, there is misfortune. Okay, it says that replenishing, actually I need to read this more. Commentary on the symbol. Water over wood, an image of replenishing. In correspondence with this, the superior person encourages the people at their work and urges them to help one another. Okay, so we come back to this, actually the well or the village, bringing people together. We need to, actually I need to read the text here to understand this. The gua shows the wisdom of replenishing the people. In order to replenish people, the head of the household or the leader of a community must first have a source that is inexhaustible. According to the wisdom of the ancient sages, the only way to ensure that the supply is inexhaustible is to make the best possible use of people and resources and let the commodities flow abundantly into the market. This gouache also explores the wisdom of employing virtuous people. Water in a stream is a gift of nature. Water in a well results from the accomplishment of human beings. All the underground streams are there, but without digging the water is wasted. So it is with the able and virtuous people. In ancient times, selecting the virtuous and the able was always an important task of a great king. Okay, this makes complete sense. So we have, nature is out there, right? It's all around us and is there to nourish us. And we've got all the gifts of the nature. And this is why we're here. We were born from this universe, right? From the plants and from the trees and from the crops. And this is what sort of brought us here and is nourishing us and is replenishing us. But without us doing the work, correct work, to bring this, like to pick the fruits, to grow the crops, or to dig into the ground to get the water from the clear, clean water, right? We can't just drink any water, it'll make us sick, right? So the clean water from deep underground, we need to dig the well and we need to do the work. To bring this forward. And in order to do this work successfully, we need to have virtuous people around us. So we need to have a village of people around us with virtuous people, not people who are being lazy and slacking off and talking a lot and not doing the work. And actually, this is what I've got in my life at the moment. It's very clear. There is one person who doesn't pull his load, which means I have to pick up. And I am currently exhausting myself. So I need to replenish. And if this is your situation as well, you've got somebody who doesn't pull the load, or certain people who don't pull the load, it's never good, because it's the team around or the other people around who have to pick up the load from this person or these persons who don't pull the load. It is very important to come back to bringing together again. Choose the people that you want around you, like the people you need around you. Good people, virtuous people will bring energy, that will bring help, that will be a source of joy and energy and love. But people who are not virtuous, who only got their own self-interest in mind, they will drain you, they will take from you. And quite often these people put on the illusion of being very kind, or being, oh no, poor me, or I've got all these troubles. So, and they're making people feel like, oh, they want to look after them, right? So you end up just keep on, because you are an empath, right? And you want to help people, and you end up draining yourself. Absolutely draining all your energy. And this is where it needs to end, right? You cannot have a village full of people who don't do their job correct work, because everyone will starve. Or even if there's just one or two, it becomes like a toxic center. And with cancer, for example, you get one cancer cell, and then the cells around them actually take after, get affected by this cancerous cell and turning into cancerous cells, and it grows and it grows and it grows, right? And it's the same thing with anything that is unhealthy. So like a toxic mind or a toxic present will actually spread, and it will drain, right? It will drain the resources, will drain the energy. So what this one is speaking of, yes, we need to meet in a moment, we need to bring people together around the well, and we need to do the work and diligently. So this is, I think, where it comes back to breaking one's bucket, right? There is misfortune, and the breaking the bucket, the way I see it now, without further reading, is that is somebody is not doing correct work. So being sloppy and just things are just throwing things around, or not looking after their tools, or just not being a source of great energy. So this is what you need to replenish yourself. Go walk inside, because you need to look after yourself. It's very important. It's because it's not until you are this well, like that is talking about the landowner needed to supply this well for the people to be able to replenish, right? They would go out to work all day in the sun, maybe, or maybe in the snow, depending on where you are on the planet and which season it is. Go out and work all day, but then they have to replenish and get water and meet around this, having like a little lunch break, and just get a bit of water and a little bit of food together. But that needs to do that all the time. You cannot just keep on giving and giving and giving without replenishing yourself. So you need to bring yourself around people who allow you to replenish, and you need to have leaders around you that offer that source of replenishment, who don't just keep on bringing people who are not pulling the load, because then it becomes the opposite. It drains the nourishment or the energy. Okay, so let's have a look at the changing line, which is the first one. So it means that this is right at the beginning of replenishing, which means that we are exhausted, which is so true when it comes to me. Absolutely exhausted. So, and most likely when it comes to you as well. So we're at the beginning stage of this. So the bottom line, initial 6, replenishing alternates to needing. So the bottom line is a yin element at the yang place. It is at the bottom of the well where there is mud and no water. Nobody drinks, not even a bird. The lower gua is sun, wood, which represents a cock. Thus the Yao text takes a bird as the symbol. The well is too old and not well maintained. The situation is bad. If one in this place is not able to live in accord with the time and take adjustment, one will be deserted. It's time to make adjustments. And only you know what I mean with that. But let's move in and actually read. But really, it's time. This is not a good place to be. You need to make adjustments in your life to take yourself out of this situation. And I think speaking up clearly. So here we are in needing, which is Zhu. And we've got Kan, which is cloud in this case. A cloud is water, right? It's just little water droplets, the clouds. And heaven, Kyan, heaven. So we're just going to go through this quickly. So this is what is shifting into, right? When things are in the childhood, they should not be neglected without nourishing. Thus, after childhood, needing follows. Zhu is the Tao of eating and drinking. Yeah, needing. And this is the gua we had the other day. Actually, a 5 needing. And it's the Tao eating and drinking. And this is talking so much about exhaustion, being exhausted all, like this whole reading, right? Exhausted all your resources. It's time for you to stop now. You need to replenish yourself. You need to drink. You need to eat. You need to rest. I'm not going to go in further about this. Because I think that's just talks about the whole situation very strongly here. But what we can see with this one, needing, being sincere and faithful, brilliantly, prosperous and smooth, being steadfast and upright, good fortune, favorable to cross great rivers. Okay, here we're back to what I say, you need to speak up for yourself. Being steadfast and upright, good fortune. If you speak up for yourself, you need to take yourself out of this situation that is taking everything from you. You are exhausted. This is not good, okay? Speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid. You need to make sure you are nourished before you can nourish anyone else. Do not let other people drain your energy or a situation, okay? You are worth it, so look after yourself. So thank you for today. This is the reading for today. So we started with replenishing and then we're moving into needing, all about eating and drinking and nourishing and looking after oneself.